Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of RawRadiantHealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So it's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, and today I'm going to answer questions actually on juice fasting, juice feasting, all of that. So I just want to first explain like the difference between fasting and juice fasting or juice feasting. So when someone says fasting, they're usually talking about doing a water fast where you don't have anything except maybe water. And some fasting is a dry fast where they have nothing, okay? And people do this maybe for a few days or even a few weeks. And when someone talks about juice fasting or juice feasting, they're not having any solid food except for freshly pressed juice. And it could be fruit or vegetable or green juice, okay? And it's freshly pressed and nothing else, no solid food. So now I'm going to go into the questions. First question I got was just recently about, can children do a juice fast or a juice feast? And I have to say absolutely not, no. Children are growing. Children are developing. Their bones are growing, their organs are growing, their muscles, they're building, their kids are growing up, and we want to feed them as much nutrition as possible. We want them out running outside in the fresh air. We want them using their brains. We want them to be healthy and active. And they need food. They don't need to do any kind of cleansing, no detoxification, nothing. Children are very pure. And the way to continue and support this purity is to give them pure food. Okay, so my suggestion is get them on whole foods, fresh, organic food, very important. And, you know, just keep the processed food, the junk food, the fast food, you know, keep that to the side, keep it away, keep it to the minimum. But really concentrate on giving your kids as much nutritious food as possible to support their growth and to support their health. Now, a woman that is breastfeeding, I also no juice fasting and no cleansing either, because a woman that's breastfeeding, one thing to consider is that when anyone ever does a juice fast or juice feast, is they're cleansing and they're detoxifying. And how we cleanse and detoxify is we release toxins out of our stored in our fat or in our bloodstream. We release it out of our body through our urine, through our bowels, through our saliva, through our breath, through our sweat, and even if you're breastfeeding, through your breast milk. And you don't want to be feeding your child toxic breast milk. You know, you don't want to be giving your child these toxins that are being released. So you don't want to do any kind of juice fasting or juice feasting because you don't want to be overloading your body with these toxins. Do that later on when you stop breastfeeding, okay? But I do suggest for anyone that is breastfeeding and has children, get them onto adding green juices and green smoothies and nutritious food into their diet. So you might not be able to do a juice feast or a juice fast, but that doesn't mean that you can't have juice, freshly pressed juice every single day. And I strongly recommend it for children and especially for breastfeeding mothers to get onto the green juices and green smoothies, all of that. It's fantastic. Okay, so that's something you can do. Add in all the good stuff. Now, the next question I was asked about was detox symptoms, what to expect. Detox symptoms, usually what you can expect is having a little bit of a headache for a few days. You might feel a little bit up and down with the energy. Some points high energy, other points you might need to go to bed a little early. You might also be a little bit irritable. You'll see sometimes you'll be having good days, other days you might be feeling a little bit irritable, maybe a bit depressed, things like that. These things come out. It's all part of the cleansing process. Now, if someone gets a fever or is nauseous to the point of vomiting, that is not a detox reaction. That means they've caught some sort of virus, or they have a flu, or they've got some sort of bug, okay? So big difference. Detox symptoms, they are, you know, headaches and not feeling so great here and there, but it's not a violent illness. It's not an extreme of having to vomit and feeling really sick and having fever. That's more of signs and symptoms of actually having some sort of illness, okay? Another question is, how often can someone do juice fasts or juice feasts? Now, that's an individual thing, okay? It's each person is different. Each person is dealing with their own issues. The only thing that I feel very strongly about is if someone finds themselves in a situation where they're going from fasting and then they're breaking a fast and overeating and binge eating and then going back to fasting and sort of swinging back and forth, then I really put my foot down and say, stop all fasting, and really start, instead of being caught up sort of in the moment, because a lot of times these things happen when it's all in the moment, you know. It's kind of like you're craving food and suddenly you're like, I need to have my ice cream right now and the pizza with it right now. And you jump into that, you overeat, you binge out, and then you feel so guilty that a few hours later you're like, hey, I'm starting a fast now because I need to clean this out of my system. And then, you know, it goes back and forth, back and forth. A lot of times it's, what I've seen is it's being too consumed in that moment and in the cravings and in, you know, just a lot going on. And someone going through that, I really suggest to stop doing any kind of fasting and really to start focusing creatively on creating healthy eating habits that you can do right now and maintain and continue with into the future for the next few months, the next few years, the next few decades. What can you do right now to eat healthy? What can you eat healthy? Concentrate on that. Concentrate on having 3 healthy meals a day and doing that every single day for the next year, or the next few years, and really see things more in the long term of maintaining good health, concentrating on that rather than getting caught up in sort of the short-term feeling of, you know, needing something to fill something or needing to deprive yourself in order to remove something, okay? So that's really, you know, if you find yourself swinging back and forth, just stop and get back into eating solid food and really creating healthy habits that you can do forever, okay? And that you can enjoy, because this is about enjoying. Now, there's other people, like myself included, that sometimes have health conditions, right? I had polycystic ovarian syndrome that I was able to completely reverse. I got rid of the cysts on my ovaries, I got my reproductive system working again, everything. But I did a lot of fasting for a few months, okay? And I would do maybe a few days here and there, 10 days, and in between I'd maybe go a week or 2 with solid food and then back on a fast. And I was doing that to reverse this condition. And I made sure, because I didn't want to fall into having to, you know, going into a pattern of extreme back and forth, that I really made sure that when I was getting off fast, that I was doing it in a balanced and very gentle manner, you know, that it was not so much about the fasting as it was really just healing myself, okay? So people go through things like that, then I do suggest, you know, trying to, even doing like, you know, 1 day a week where you just give your body a break and you just have juices all day, just 1 day a week, every week, every other week, or once a month, 1 day, you know, or you can do 10 days or whatever you want, but just make sure that you're always doing things, you're always gentle with your body, you know, that you put your body as the priority, you know, that it's your body is yours and yours to take care of, not yours to hurt and not yours to destruct, okay? We always want to build, we're always doing things to bring ourselves to a better place, okay? And love yourself in the process. And so that's it. And also someone had asked me too if I actually do the fasts every month when I'm supporting the group. I always join for a few days, but I don't necessarily do all the 10 days. You know, we all have to listen to our bodies, and like everyone else that's joining the group is that some of them are there in the group doing the 10 days and others are doing it for 5 or 2. You have to listen to your body and know what is right for you and when to stop. Okay, so if you want to join our next juice fast, it is January 2nd, January 12th. It's gonna rock. It's the beginning of the year. And that's it. You can go to my website, www.RawRadiantHealth.com, and sign up there. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.